What's going on YouTube? This is your boy AshTheMan. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to be talking about Black Clover episode 31. Now Black Clover has did a good job with basically building the anime up from the first episode up until 31. I think it's definitely going to be around for some time. It definitely had to make its own identity because right when Naruto ended, pretty much Black Clover was announced. So it kind of felt like a knockoff of Naruto and Fairy Tail, but however, I think it's doing great. Wouldn't kind of like compare to the two. From the two, whole similarities, but honestly, I think it's really doing good to where we really don't have to really compare it. But however, episode 31 pretty much takes place where the Black Bulls actually have a day off. Their leader Yami pretty much announced a day off since they had pretty much got they pay for the month. That's when the Wizard Knights get paid this once a month. So yeah, have a day off. Now Asta, being the main protagonist, is taking his attentions to Rebecca. In the previous episode, there was a mixer event. Pretty much, you three guys meet three girls and show interest. Now, Asta hit it off fine, but in his intent, he didn't know what a mixer actually is when you go on a date, kind of like a blind date kind of thing. So he really wasn't in his intentions to really get to know her as somebody he wants to start a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship with. However, he did make a promise to Rebecca to come and visit her, come and play with her siblings at their restaurant and everything. So you didn't get a chance to see Tensions go to Gooch. He pretty much has this weird, kind of hentai, feelings towards his sister. And the only reason I say that is because every time he shows a picture, talks about her, or have an image of her face in his thoughts or whatever, he gets a runny nose. And usually the runny nose in anime stands for something like a sexual or, a sexual comment towards that particular person. So that's kind of weird. But however, you see him buying her, different gifts and things like that. When I bought a whole shop out of gifts for her. Now, as he walking down the street, he get to see Asta, playing with his younger sister. So he pretty much, just goes to the defense of a really aggressive older brother and kind of hey, look, Asta, you're gonna die for playing with my sister. And then she said, no, I'm going to marry him. Make matters even worse. But however, you get to see that interaction. Now, this is kind of like our version of getting to know Gooch because of the fact that he never really been on missions with Asta, let alone really had to got much interaction with him. Now, I will say this too, because it's kind of like a side note kind of thing. Noelle is actually following, Asta around, even though she says she doesn't like him and intends to make fun of his name. She got a liking towards Asta because he's one of the first ones that kind of believed in her ability and wanted her to get better. So of course she probably developed feelings, and then her cousin, but however she got feelings towards Asta also. But however, going more into the show, they end up having more interactions. Then you get to see the nun of the church where her sister is staying at, kind of get more of an insight of how their interaction is, because apparently the nun doesn't Gooch doesn't like the nun, so they pretty much just have this relationship where they just dislike each other. However, the nun does take care of his sister, and we get to get a little bit much of a flashback that he used to be a convict. Very funny about that. So, but yeah, convict turned into Wizard Knight, definitely interesting. But later in the episode, as night comes, everybody resting, the kids get pretty much leaves the village because they get hit under some type of snow spell that kids who really doesn't mature magic, they control their magic and end up making them fall under some hypnosis. So technically they kind of sleep, but their body's moving on their own. Good sister, since she has a hell of magic level for her age, was able to break up out of it. However, the two bandits who did it is trying to suck the magic out of her. Now, when everybody noticed, because Gooch tried to kill Asta in his sleep, Rebecca comes out and says, hey, what you two doing? The kids have left the village and we need to find them. So, of course, the nun comes out, say the kids left the church. So Gooch only want to say his sister. Asta just want to say the kids, period, include the nun. So they went on a three-man team. Noelle finally made herself present, and she's going to stay and protect the village while they go. Not sure how much help that would be if, somebody was to attack the village. But however, they goes to the mountain, find one of the boy that got kicked down the hole because his magic just wasn't good at all, kind of terrible. But they was able to restore him, and they going in the village, and you get to see that Gooch was doing a good fight. However, it was getting overrun because the snow just wasn't going down. Asta comes in there and take one of the main villains out. Well, actually just knock him out, but we don't know what the next course might be for the next episode. But however, they ended off there where, they are defending the kids to try to rescue them to have them return to the village. Now, how was the episode? The episode was pretty good. I can't complain about the episode whatsoever. It was definitely a good build up to like a little arc or a little side story that's going on. Not entirely sure, but it's definitely good to see that we get to know more members of the Black Bulls. Asta as the main character, you definitely get to see him like more developed as a character. And just to make sure to kind of like explain it out a little bit more, the last arc that they had where the Eye of the Moonlight Sun, he pretty much one of the Vanillian clan members, which is the leader of the Vanillian clan members, told Asta, some words of encouragement, some kind of things he needs to learn as a magical knight. Asta took it and he learns from it, and that's actually pretty good. So nothing wrong with that at all. I think that was actually pretty awesome. So yeah. But overall, it's a definitely good episode, definitely a good build up, and we're going to see more with episode 32. And again, I want to thank you guys for definitely tuning in. I see you next week with the episode updated on Wednesday for Black Clover. Again, thank you so much. Bye bye.